Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side. Otherwise, you will miss the latest videos.
Hello everyone. I know. Okay, I know we have 51 of us in this meeting right now. So we will talk about this book called as "Predicting Through Nakshatras." It's a book which was written, compiled by me, and it was published in the 2017. So it's almost like 4 years back. We published this book. This is one of the books on nakshatras, and as the cover page itself says, it has never before revealed techniques. The techniques are very unique, and we tested it on 258 charts. So we have around 41 techniques in this book, and we have 258 charts in this book. So this came out of research, and I mean, all these techniques are. Let me first admit these techniques are not mine. These are Sunil sir's technique, um, which over a period of time we posted it on different forums, different Facebook pages of Saptarishis, and then we got the feedback from users, and then we published this book. One thing which probably none of you might know about this book is this was the first book which was published out of the research, online research using the social media. So this in 2017, way back in 2017, when people were using social media for just to say hi, hello to their friends, just to be in touch with their friends and other colleagues. We conducted the full research for this book, and we got the inputs from across people across the world. I mean, we have people from different parts of the world. They gave their inputs, and then we compiled all of this information and put it together in form of a book. So this is the first book which is truly a 2020 kind of vision. I mean, it's a very visionary step in itself, because has ever used social media the way we used it at that point of time. And again, as I mentioned, it's a research conducted across the globe. People from across the globe gave inputs, and then we compiled it and we put together in the form of a book. So all the techniques are of Sunil sir's. There are no, I did not. I mean, this is not my book in that way. If you see, it is all Sunil sir's technique, which we compiled, put together in a form of book, and then we presented it to you. So and some so a lot of people at that time, also a lot of people were asking like, is this a book for a beginner? So my answer to them is no. This is, if you do not know what nakshatras are owned by which planet. If you are very new to the world of astrology, this should not be your first book to start, because it has, I mean, the techniques are very simple, but once you know the basics, you'll be able to use those techniques and apply those techniques very easily. Which means we need to ensure that we understand the basics. Only then we should read this book. Otherwise, it will not make sense. Um, and one other thing which comes out as a very normal general question for this book is, what do you mean by the key planets? So key planets are, there are key planets are the most important planets, you can say. So we know that our key planets, we generally take key planets as Sun, Moon, and we also take the ascendant, degree of ascendant. So these are the three key planets which we take in this book. So I know this key planet concept may be new for many of you, so I'm just calling that out, because if you want to go through this book, if you want to use these techniques, often you will find a mention of key planets, key planets, key planets. So people continue to ask like, what is key planet? So I'm just clarifying that part. Okay. Uh, with that, do we have? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share like 3-4 techniques from this book, and I'll take some examples to ensure that we are able to understand the technique. So as you know that there are two parts of the book. So first part of the book contains the techniques for the first 9 nakshatras, the very first 9 nakshatras, starting from Ashwini to Ashlesha. The first technique that I'm going to discuss today is based on Rohini Nakshatra. Rohini Nakshatra. So the technique is algorithm and forgery will be a major theme for the natives with key planets in. Either they will be involved in plagiarism themselves or their work will be plagiarized, or someone may put a court case on the copyright infringement, or so it is false, putting the false signatures on the document, creating documents which are false. Sometimes you have heard people do create like fake documents, false identities, false claim. People copy the work of others and use that, and they claim that this is my work. So that is called as plagiarism, and this is something which is not a new phenomena. It has been there ever since. I mean, from the from last so many years. I mean, this is a very common phenomena, right? But will will everybody get affected because of this plagiarism, because of this copyright infringement? No, but Rohini natives are special, and we will take an example and see how to use this technique. Well, I'm going to start with the example of Joe Biden, the current president of United States. I'm using Saptarishi's astrologer desk app. This is the website of the app. Saptarishis.net is the website of the app. And then I have celebrity chart section, which has around 25,000 charts. You can see on the screen that I can get to the celebrity chart section and I can find different charts. So this is a chart of Joe Biden. And then I know the charts are in North Indian format, but I'm going to go to the table to see what planets are there in the Rohini Nakshatra. We can see Saturn is there in the Rohini Nakshatra, right? So now you will ask like why we are considering Saturn. Saturn is not a key planet. Saturn is your karma karaka. It has everything to do with whatever actions you take in this world, right? So why this is a important planet, and since it is there in the seventh house and aspecting ascendant, so then also it becomes a little more important, little more crucial planet, because any planet occupying the ascendant and any planet aspecting the ascendant also has a very important role to play in our lives. By that definition, key planets are not just sun, moon, and ascendant, but also any planets which occupies or aspect the ascendant. You can see Rohini, Saturn is there in the Rohini nakshatra. Saturn is there in the seventh house in his chart, and in the sign Taurus, Rohini Pada 3. Now, the thing with Joe Biden is not many of us know that he declared his presidency. He wanted to run for presidency way back in 1987. So when he started his presidential campaign in 1987, which is like almost 30 years back when he started this, 30, 40 years back, he was heavily criticized by the people around him. People were criticizing him left, right, and center because some of the claims which he made in his credentials, some when you file for nominations, when you go for presidential election, you you say that okay, I have done this many things, and then some of the claims which he made at that point of time were not accurate, were not correct, and then it's basically if you are claiming something which you have not done, it's basically a plagiarism or a kind of forgery, or it's a kind of you are trying to claim something which is not yours, right? So it's a kind of that plagiarism forgery kind of thing which he was involved, and he was heavily criticized for him because of this particular episode. He take back his presidential candidacy campaign at that point of time. So this is how we can see that this technique is working. And um, if somebody wants to put their comments or suggestions in the chat, like I mean, if somebody has a planet in Rohini, important planet in Rohini, if they want to put a comment in the chat box to see if this is working or not for them. As I mentioned, Saturn is aspecting ascendant. Saturn is also Karma Karaka for all of us. So any planet which is in ascendant or aspecting ascendant also sometimes plays a key role in the chart. How this technique is activated, Mahadasha or transit, mostly Mahadasha. Yes, even if the ascendant is Rohini, this technique will apply to you. You can test it on your chart and you can see if you are involved. It is not like you are causing the forgery to happen. Sometimes others can also claim that your work which you have done, somebody else can also claim that this is my work. So it works in the both side. So somebody Ravi Kumar ji says my wife's third house Saturn in Rohini Nakshatra. She writes a lot of books prone to plagiarism, I think. Moon in Rohini, Sun in Rohini Nakshatra, yeah, same thing. So Sun in Rohini also makes people prone to these kind of things. Ascendant also makes it prone to can make person involved in these kind of activities. No plagiarism till now. Okay, so see, it has to be both ways. So either you claim somebody's work as your own work, or either somebody else can claim your work as their own work. And I'm glad if it has not happened to you, but it can happen. So we need to be watchful and careful about it, especially around the signing the documents. Can we say cheating also happens in relationship? No, this is more about the documentation part of it. Anything which you write, anything which you touch and feel. Um, if you sign a marriage contract, but I don't think this cheating is to do with the relationship aspect. Venus in Rohini in Taurus. It really depends on whether it is a plagiarism. Okay. 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 Yes, Lagna. Yes, as I mentioned, three key planets are your Sun, Moon, sometimes Lagna Lord, and Nakshatra of Lagna. So all these are key points for us, focal points for us. So if anybody has this focal point falling in this nakshatra, Rohini nakshatra, they are prone to plagiarism. Right? So I think many of you have already understood it. I'm going to move to the next technique. So next we will talk about Ardra Nakshatra. Ardra Nakshatra, we all know it's a Rahu's Nakshatra. And the technique regarding the Ardra Nakshatra is anybody who has a focal planet in Ardra Nakshatra, they will in some way or form will be related to the animal or animal kingdom. I repeat the technique. Anybody who has a focal planet in Ardra Nakshatra, they will be in some way or form related with animal kingdom. Some of these people will have a pet which is very dear to them. Some of them will try and do something for animals. So this animals love for animals becomes very critical element in their lives. So that's the technique about Ardra Nakshatra. And we will take example um, for this technique. So this technique is basically if you see Ardra Nakshatra, if you have the book, you will find this technique in the. It is the first technique in the Ardra Nakshatra. I'm going to take the example of Pamela Anderson. Many of us know Pamela Anderson because of her work in the sitcoms that she has done. But what we don't know about her is she's a animal activist. And if we look at her chart, so this is her chart. You can see the bird details at the top. And then if we look at the planets which are in Ardra Nakshatra, we find that she has Sun in the sign Gemini, and it is in the Ardra Nakshatra part 3, Pada 3. I'm getting some feedback, so people who are not speaking can please be on mute. So we'll go back to her chart. We can see that Sun is there in the Gemini sign, and it is there in the Ardra Nakshatra. As I was mentioning that we know her because of this. Can can we all? I'm getting feedback.
People who is not speaking can please mute themselves.
So as I mentioned that anybody who has key planets in Ardra Nakshatra, they are involved in love-hate relationship with animals. They will have a pet which is very dear to them. They will have some story around with the pet. So and and the case in point here is Pamela Anderson. So she is a active animal activist. She is also a she is also associated with PETA, which is People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. She has done a lot of work, lot of work for animals and ensuring that animals are protected. They are not they are treated with care. I mean, they are not abused. They are not victimized and so on. So she has done a lot of good work for animals. She speaks for animal rights and she wants to ensure that people are treating animals with ethics, and she's involved in a lot of activities to help and support the 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 cause of animals, right? So you can see this in this example. This technique is working beautifully. So I'll pause for some questions and comments. If you have anything, yeah, yeah. So I see one comment. One person I know has Rahu Adra, very fond of pets. Jupiter Dharakarak in Adra Nakshatra in second house. Does it count? It may count, but to a lesser degree. Ketu in Adra love pets and My daughter has both Jupiter and Rahu in Adra Nakshatra. She loves animals very much. Thanks for the feedback. Ascendant Lord Jupiter, but also retrograde. Native used to feed birds, animals, not on the regular basis, but has immense love for animals. Yes. I have Sun, Moon, Venus in Adra. No pets, neutral to animal, but I am veg. Okay. Sun in Arudha. Hora Lagna in Adra. No, Hora Lagna. I don't think we are mixing too many things. Important things are focal planets. Key planets is what we need to consider. Ascendant in Adra, dog lover. Don't understand why some people, I think, okay, whatever. Lagna Lord in Adra, native loves pets. So I guess at this point of time, I think we all understood the technique.
ऐसे बंद करके इसको
Okay, focal planet is Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Lagna, and the degrees of Ascendant. I mean, if the Ascendant is falling in this nakshatra. And also the planets who are aspecting Ascendant or occupying Ascendant. And again, I'm not going to repeat this again. So if you have missed it, you can always go back to refer to the recording. We are going to post the recording on the YouTube. So if you want to review what I discussed, we can always refer to the recording. Okay, I think with that, I'm going to move to the next technique. So next, I'm going to talk about Ashlesha Nakshatra. Ashlesha Nakshatra it's a very important nakshatra. And it falls in the sign Cancer. We all know Ashlesha Nakshatra falls in sign Cancer. It is also a Gandant Nakshatra, has different meanings, but the technique which I'm going to share with you all is about transformation. So here is the technique. Wherever Ashlesha Nakshatra falls in your chart, that area of life is all about transformation. If it is falling in the first house, you will transform yourself many times in your life. You will continuously evolve. If it is falling in the second house, then your finances, your family, your way of life, your food habits, all will go through major transformation. If it is falling in the third house, your handwriting, the way you communicate with others, your initiatives, your drives, even your anger will go for transformation. Likewise, you can apply this technique in all the houses wherever Ashlesha Nakshatra is falling. Here, there is no reference to the focal planet. If you have focal planet, then even better. If you don't have a focal planet in Ashlesha Nakshatra, this technique still works. Yeah, any planet. I mean, I'm saying whether there is a planet in Ashlesha or whether there is no planet in Ashlesha Nakshatra. Wherever Ashlesha Nakshatra is falling, that means that is the area of transformation in your life, irrespective whether there is a planet or not. But if you have planet, then the effect is much more pronounced. So with that, we will take an example. Mahatma Gandhi. You can see this is the chart of Mahatma Gandhi. Again, there are multiple birth times which are available for Mahatma Gandhi, but it will not change the nakshatra or nakshatra pada. So with whatever details we have, I mean, don't worry about the birth time accuracy and correctness for in this case for our purposes. Uh, what is more important for us is to see where the where the Ashlesha nakshatra is falling. So we can see Ashlesha nakshatra is falling in the 10th house, and then we will go and see whether there is any planet in the Ashlesha nakshatra. So if we look at this table, we can see that Moon, which is Amatya Karak, is in Ashlesha nakshatra Pada 4. We can see there is Moon in Ashlesha nakshatra. So this is the double whammy. So we can say that the effect of Ashlesha nakshatra is going to be more pronounced in this case, right? So now let's see what this 10th house is all about. We all know that the 10th house is all about the profession of a person, the status of a person, the public image of a person, and the power of a person, the authority that a person has, and so on and so forth, right? He started his career as a lawyer. He went to London to study law, and then he went to South Africa to practice law. He was a barrister, right? And then till the age of 40, he was involved with the South Africa, and then he was fighting hard for the rights of the people from Africa, and he was about the black discrimination, apartheid, and he was so much into this social movement, right, that he wanted to do something about this apartheid, black discrimination, and the injustice which is being done to the black people. Then when he was around 40 years of age, then he decided to come back to India, and then he started actively getting involved in the Indian politics, and then from a person who is always running behind power, he wanted to play major, and he went on to play major roles in the Congress party, and then he became the father of nation, right? So he fought for the freedom movement, and then he became the father of nation, right? So we can see that he has gone through a lot of transformation in his career. He started as a lawyer, then he fought for the rights of black people, and then he came back in India. He took part in the Congress party activities related to Congress party. He established the party, and then he became the president of Congress party the Congress party for some time, and then he left active politics, and then he focused on freedom fight for India. So we can see a lot of transformation has happened in his career path, and then he finally he lived like a saint. He did not have too many things for himself, and we can see he became like he was born in a very rich family, but towards the later point of life, he kind of gave up his all comforts in his life, and he almost lived like a monk, right? So a lot of transformation we can see that has happened to him over a course of his life, and all related to his career, his socialist. I mean, things have he we can see a lot of changes. That's how we can use this technique. So I will invite you all to put your comments and feedback for this technique in the chat section.
They're extremely close to each other. So this is a very powerful conjunction. Somebody probably like to discuss it from the point. But since it's a little more than one.
So Lesha, in sixth house, what kind of transformation? So you then have to understand what is the sixth house. What do you mean by sixth house? Sixth house is your loan. Rog, Rin, and Shatru is what we typically say in Hindi. Rog is your diseases. Rin is the loans which you have taken. Shatru is your enemies. So these are the three prime significator of the sixth house. Sixth house is also your servant, your mates, also your service. In sixth house is also your relationship with your Matul, which is your mother's brother, and so on and so forth. Again, I to speak for sixth house. I can just speak for sixth house for many.
So even her
We say
son and
Ketu in the
daughter
fifth house, Aslesha gives spiritual progress. Yes, house spiritual progress. Ketu is a spiritual planet, so fifth house is more about religion and devotion to the god. It is, again, don't confuse religion with spirituality. So fifth house, ninth house is the are the houses of religion, but spirituality is more to do with the 12th house. So understand there is a difference between religion and spirituality. Shlesha in 8, what kind of transformation? 8th house transformation. So I don't want to repeat like significations of 8th house. 8th house is your legacy, mother, your in-laws, and so on and so forth. 12th house, I have so many changes in spirituality. Somebody says Ashlesha in 4th house, Mesh Lagna, what transformation? 4th house transformation. 4th house is your home, properties, vehicles, mother, food, nutrition, peace, happiness. Again, so many of significations are there in the 4th house. Sun in Ashlesha, 3rd house, communication, change the way I speak with respect to people I speak. I've noticed other points of 3rd house.
बैठ जाओ किताब का विमोचन हो रहा है विमोचन
Any specific for transformation? So it's going to happen over a period of time. It's not going to happen today, tomorrow. It does take a lot of time. Rahu, yeah, it takes some bit of time. So over a period of time, you will notice when you are in the 20s, the way you were talking, you are behaving related to that particular area of your life, you will not be behaving, acting in the same way in the 30s, and same is the case with 40s. So as you progress with your age, you will see that changes are happening in that area of life. So there is no specific age. The transformation is continuous and it happens over and over again. Fifth house healer, I don't believe fifth house healers. Activation age of nakshatra, does it matter? Activation age of nakshatra matter in some cases. Sometimes there are big events which will happen around the activation ages of nakshatras. Yes. Okay. I believe I have answered your questions, but I'll take a few more questions before we wrap up the session. So anybody, if they have any questions, they can put questions in the chat section. And so today we discussed three of the techniques. We spoke about Ashlesha Nakshatra and the transformation in the area of life where Ashlesha Nakshatra falls. We spoke about the Rohini Nakshatra and we saw the plagiarism or forgery as one of the major themes in the life of the natives. With the key planets in Rohini Nakshatra, we also saw a technique on Ardra Nakshatra, which is to do with the animal, animal love and hate. So, I mean, it can be the people are too close to the animal. Sometimes people also hate animals, or sometimes there are stories related to the animal. Sometimes people are bitten by animals. Sometimes people get harmed by animals. So all this will happen when you have a key planet in Adra Nakshatra. Can you share something about Pushya Nakshatra? So Pushya Nakshatra is again, let's see, I mean, if there is anything else which people want me to talk about. Otherwise, we'll take a technique from Pushya Nakshatra. Amita Rai. Person will always have loans, diseases, etc. Significations related to sixth house. My question was, what will you see in transformation? Will your loans be same for all of your life? Will you take loans for the life or not? Right? We cannot live with the loans on our head all the time. The loans will increase or decrease with the passage of time. So you will see the changes. You will see the changes in the enemies. Rog, Rin, and Shatru. Shatru is your enemies. So you will see the people who used to hate you will always change. There is always a transformation. The things that you hate about somebody else, those things also will change. Because sixth house is also Revati, mean, Lagna, bad, I was told. Kark Lagna, Moon in Lagna, Ashlesha Nakshatra. Transformation for your own self. Your image will change. The way you act, the way you think, your whole personality will change over a period of time. Do Ashlesha Nakshatra work for Gulik and Mandi? I don't know. I have not tried it. Rahu in 7th in Ashlesha, change in the partner behavior. The 7th house is not just your partner behavior. 7th house is also the house of your public image. Your social interaction is also driven by the 7th house. Anything that you do, any of the social interactions, any of the buying and selling transactions that you are involved in, any of the contracts that you sign or contracts or rules or agreements that you sign, they are all governed by the 7th house. So you will say that 7th house is also the house of business. So if you are a businessman, then your business will go for a transformation over a period of time. The way you interact with others will also go for a change. Your married life can also go for a change over a period of time. So again, I'm sure a lot of you already understand the significations of different houses. So I guess that's how we will have to use it. And again, I generally tell this in my classes, which I do for Saptarishis. There are at least 1008 significations for each house. Over a period of time, we have all lost that knowledge. If we know just around 108 significations, then we should consider ourselves as somebody who has achieved something in life. If we can remember 108 significations for each of the houses, that's the benchmark which we should set for ourselves, and we should remember them on the top of our head. For those who are new to world of astrology, I will share one quick thing. In the app, we have also included a section for research and learn. So if you go to this learn section of the app, what you will also find is signification of various houses is given here. First house, what does it represent? Second house, what does it represent? And 7th house, what does it represent? All of it is available here in the app for those who are new to the world of astrology. Or I mean, even if you have spent like many years in astrology, I think something for you to always remember. We always need some reference, so you can find details here in this section. So again, you can go to learn section from this menu, and then you have significations of planet, signs, houses. You can always go to houses or go to signs or planets, and you can see significators of each of the signs, houses, and the planets in this section of the app. With that, I think I'm going to conclude this section with one technique for Pushya Nakshatra. As somebody has asked, like, what is some technique for the Pushya Nakshatra? So, Pushya Nakshatra is a very important nakshatra. Anybody who has a focal planet in Pushya Nakshatra, they can always recite Narayana Kavach. And if you do the Narayana Kavach every day or on a very regular basis, you will always get the divine protection. Pushya Nakshatra natives with the focal planet in Pushya Nakshatra, Narayana Kavach is a very, very important sutra or mantra. It's a very important prayer for those natives because it can give you so much of protection from all the evils. And I mean, it's a very easy thing to do, right? So Pushya Nakshatra, if you have any planet, any key planet in Pushya Nakshatra, you can always recite here the Narayana Kavach, and it will do wonders.
Okay. So I think now you don't have any questions, so we can end this session, Vedanti.
Yes.
Soon we will come up with some other book reviews, like we have Nakshatra Part 2 also.
Yes.